We leave Fox Studios to go visit a producer. Actually, Producer of the Year, as Hollywood Reporter eloquently writes on its cover. He's John Davis.
You tell us through your stories. Make us love the movie business through your stories. The behind the scenes, the people that really make it work.
The great thing about being in this business, you collect stories you can tell for the rest of your life. I made 4 movies with Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon, and I loved them. And I was doing Grumpy 2, and I wanted to put Sophia Loren in the movie. And I went to visit Sophia Loren, and she was magnificent. And she was wearing a red silk dress, and she was backlit by the light coming through the window of her house in Calabasas. And she wasn't sure she wanted to do the movie and wasn't sure she wanted to work with Walter. So I made her a deal. I talked her into flying to New York with me, at least meeting Walter and discussing working together in the park. I called up Walter, and I said, don't mess this up. I'm bringing her out here. He goes, I've been dealing with actresses my entire life. Don't tell me what to do, right? In a loving, but a little bit pissed way. I said, don't screw this up. I said, we need her for the movie. It'll be great. I fly with her out to New York. We go to the Carlisle Hotel. Walter's waiting for us for lunch. I walk in. He's dressed like a vagrant. He's shooting a movie there. I'm going like, okay, this isn't good. She looks beautiful. He looks like he's
A bum.
a bum, right? And I'm just holding my breath. We walk over to the table. I say, Walter, I want you to meet Sophia. He pops up and goes, Sophia, nice to meet you. I'd like to eat you. And she looked at him for a moment, didn't respond, and then she started giggling like you're giggling. And within 3 minutes, I knew she was doing the movie. And they became best friends, and they would giggle on the set all the time, and she would make him pasta, and it was great. It was kind of like spring love.
That's a wonderful story. Audrey Hepburn, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Do you see that? Doesn't it make you happy just seeing it? Makes me happy just seeing it.
This wardrobe department is extraordinary.
Do you feel like Lucy now?
Was this from Night at the Museum or Cleopatra?
This is how we start. You know, this is what's most important in our process is we talk to the director. You know, we find out what is in the script, what happens, and really try to kind of come with the concept. And sketches are very helpful because you can put it on a paper, and then we can all look at it and agree. You know, including the director, including the actor. For example, look at this dress. Look at this waist. What's fascinating when you think of all the princesses and when you were a little girl watching the princess movies, they all have tiny waists, they all have big sleeves. How do you translate that to Amy Adams? Running around in Times Square. The skirt had to be huge.
We have the legendary photographer and a good friend, Douglas Kirkland.
Joe, you are the legend of Hollywood.
No, Douglas. One of your most beautiful photographs for me of Marilyn Monroe.
I've been very lucky with Marilyn. Marilyn's been very good to me. I was with Marilyn on 3 different occasions. The first time I went to see her, it was in her little apartment, very conservative apartment. She tapped the edge of the bed and she said, I just think of this as a couch. Just sit here beside me. Now, she was so much like the girl next door. So easy and comfortable to be with. And then the next time I saw her was the time we did the photo shoot, this, among other images. And there's another one up here. And the interesting thing is, it was a different person. She arrived late and came into the studio.
How late?
Yeah, how late? We were supposed to start at 7. It was more like 10 o'clock. She stepped into the room and she seemed to almost float in slow motion. And she was very luminescent. She was Marilyn Monroe, this superstar at that time. And
Did she have hair and makeup done?
no, it had all been done. She came in, well, she had a lady who touched her up, but not really.
How did it feel
to win your little man? 1986,
Yes.
for Around Midnight.
It was a shock. My mind started racing as soon as Bette Midler, who was the host for scoring, she said it's my favorite, my favorite of the categories, and she said my favorite category, scoring. And everybody fell out laughing, right? And then she announced the names, and then when she said the winner is Herbie Hancock for Around Midnight, I froze immediately. Like this couldn't be happening, right? Then I thought,
I gotta get up.
in my speech, I didn't mention my wife's name. So immediately, I grabbed my wife and I gave her a kiss. I figured that'll cover that.
Spago, the restaurant owned by Chef Wolfgang Puck, who is preparing himself, along with his staff, for the Oscar night gala.
Hey, Wolfgang.
Ciao, Bella, come stai? Come here in my kitchen. Don't run so fast.
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you, thank you.
And I'm the only one allowed in Wolfgang's kitchen. Nobody else.
Nobody else, yeah? I know, because you love food, you love good food, so you can come always in my kitchen.
How much salmon do you use that
Oh,
night?
we use 60 sides of salmon. So 30 whole salmon, we fillet it, and then we smoke it, we do everything ourselves. And then, because we make the smoked salmon Oscars also. We make flat bread, and then cut the salmon out just like the shape of this, and people can eat it as an appetizer.
How much?
So this year we're gonna have lobster risotto. So I bought 500 lobsters. So 500 lobsters, like 1,000 pounds of lobster.
Where do you do you order them?
We get them from everywhere. The lobster come from Maine. We get no more white truffles, so we get black truffles from France. We get beef from Japan. We bought $15,000 worth of Kobe beef, so everybody gets a little Kobe steak.
15,000, guys.
Yeah, so it's a lot of money. And, it's a big production. We have 300 chefs divided into 2 kitchens. And then I have
375.
375. Well, I didn't count it.
And 950 waiters.
Over 900 waiters. So I think it's really an amazing thing. It's a big production, and everything goes very fast. And we all make small plates. So if you want a chicken pot pie with black truffles, what Barbara Streisand loves, then you get a small one. So you also can then eat a lamb chop, maybe from Chinois. You might eat a little lobster risotto. So all little taste. And it's more like a social party with not a formal dinner. So people hang out. So if Leonardo DiCaprio comes, he can hang out with John Travolta and with all his girls, and everybody hangs out together.
Stay with us on Sky Oscar to see the Academy in action and at its best. And now, our journey has come to an end. I have shown you my story of Hollywood's magic and the splendor of its lost era, that we can still breathe here. I hope this brought you joy to see Hollywood as I do during this time with Jo's Hollywood.